Hi again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of First Person, brought to you by the Crystal Room in Troy at I-75 and Route 55. Their motto is events perfected. For your next event, big or small, give them a call at 552-7680. Talk to Jessica Brown. You like the convenience of Miami County's centrally located banquet center. Again, it's across from Troy on West Market Street, the Crystal Room in Troy. High school football, the subject again this week, and the young man to my right is a unique individual, given the fact that he has played 4 years of high school football, and his previous 3, he has never not played on a state championship football team. He's Hunter Wilker from the MARION Local Flyers. We're in MARION Local today talking with Hunter, and first of all, it's a busy time for you. We're right in the middle of the school day, so thank you for taking the time. I'm sure you're missing something that's far more important.
Oh, yeah.
But not to worry.
Oh, no.
Not to worry. Hunter, I want to talk a little bit about the uniqueness of what you have done here with your teammates over the past 3 years. In fact, 4 years. You guys have won back-to-back state titles. And do you ever personally think about that and appreciate that enough? Because there's kids in 88 counties, and I would say probably 50 states that would trade places with you in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah, yes and no, because like right now you just want to go win another one. But once you're graduated, I'm sure you look back on it and appreciate it.
Has it been as hard as some people would say, hey, winning a championship is tough? Or has it been easier maybe for you, given the fact that this program has the legacy that it does? Has it been easier than people would think?
Like, you still had to work hard and everything, but we had the talent last year that we just went out there and played our game, and then everything went our way.
Well, the expectations here, understood by the average fan, I think people here in this community have certainly been spoiled. You got 8 titles in 14 years, and it's front page news. If you guys don't get to, well, Columbus now, but it used to be Massillon and Canton. Do you ever think about just the community being a little bit spoiled in that respect?
Well, yeah, like they're spoiled and all, but you gotta also know, like we don't nothing just handed to us. You gotta go out there and work for it. You work for whatever you get.
It's an old cliche that success comes through hard work. I know you guys work hard, but I also think you have a lot of fun doing it too.
Oh yeah, we love what we do out there.
Coaches always talk about the fact of the hardest thing about perpetuating success in high school football is the fact that you graduate every 4 years. I mean, every year you got a class going through here, and you're doing this now. You're 4-0 as we tape this week with St. Henry coming in on Friday night. But last year, again, you lost some significant talent on this football team in no particular order. Ryan Bruns, Dustin Rethman, J.C. Gattamiller, Jake Kunkler. People like that. That falls upon guys in your position now. You're a senior. To be the mentor, to take the next group of kids, the freshmen and sophomores, come in, and you got to take them and impart what you know to them. Tell me what that's like for you, and is it something you take seriously?
Yeah, you just got to go out there and get better each day and do your role, and then teach the younger kids how to work hard and show them how, like, nothing comes easy to you. You have to work for whatever you get.
Well, tell me this, how the younger kids take it, because they come in wide-eyed, they see, what you've accomplished. Are they receptive?
Oh, yeah. They want to do exactly what you did. They want to win state championships, too, and they're willing to work for it.
Got a question for this, and Hunter Wilker is our guest this week on First Person from MARION Local High School, and if you just crawled out from under a rock or lived in a cave for the last 4 years, they have won 4 consecutive state titles, shooting for a 5th this year in Division 6. When you grew up, when this all started back in 2000, when they won the first of 8 under Coach Goodman, you were what, 2, maybe 3 years old? When you've grown up with these great football players here, has there been 1 or 2 or 3 older kids that you've looked at, maybe idolized or maybe gravitated towards, said, I want to be like that guy or that guy? Who've been the role models for you out of MARION Local football?
Oh, yeah. Definitely Chris Stuckey back when I was...
Quarterback.
Yeah. And then just the players that were like role models out there and just took control of the game and just stepped up and did their part.
When did you become familiar with the fact, or it dawned on you that this is something really special? I mean, people want to know how you perpetuate that. We'll talk about that in a minute at Marion Local, how you do it year after year. But when did it become evident to you that this is something really special in this community?
Definitely freshman year when like my first state championship title that I won, just how everybody came together and just how the whole community was there, like right behind you the whole way through it.
Hunter Wilker, our guest this week on First Person from Marion Local High School. Of the titles that you've won, and you've been a part of 3 of them, but you've been around here from the 8th grade on for the last 4. You've won 41 consecutive football games here now, including all the state postseason games. I'm sure there's people out there, including myself, who look at it and say, have any of those been a close call? Because the one that I particularly remember was your first state title as a freshman against Newark. That was a tight game until the late stages of the game. JC, you lost in the first quarter of that game. You came in and had a fabulous game as a freshman, filling in for him. But have there been some tight, close calls that people say, I didn't even know?
Yeah, like there's some games in there that came down to inches. Like if someone had made this play, the whole game could have switched. There were closer games than what the scoreboard said.
Give me one, for instance.
Definitely Coldwater last year. That was a closer game than what it was.
Closer than the score.
Yeah.
The other thing that I have to ask you about that is what kind of confidence this success has given you, because you know the string's is going to break at some point, and how you guys handle hardship on the field, because to look at you, you look like a college or an NFL team as far as dealing with adversity. Does that come because of 41 in a row?
Yeah, it definitely builds your confidence. You know what you got to do when you get out there. If you just got to do it, you got to go out there and do your job, and then everybody else around you will do their job.
I mentioned to you before we started the camera here today that there are going to be people from 88 counties who read Press Pros to find out what's going on in MAC football. You guys have earned that respect. That's a wonderful thing. But there's also people going to be listening to Hunter Wilker because they want to know about the 2015 edition of this football team. We talked about the subtractions that graduated, some good kids here back in May. Take a few minutes and talk about what this year's team is like and how you've replaced some of those kids.
Well, the kids behind them, like last year, they wanted to compete, and then when it was their turn this year, they're ready to compete and go. They just want to go out there and hit and just step in and play their role. When
we talked to the kids up at Coldwater a few weeks ago, we talked about give us a name, give us a couple of names that have come in this year in new positions and made an impact already.
Definitely Cole Griezler and Dwayne stepping in at quarterback. They're taking their turns back and forth, but they're doing a great job there, and we wouldn't be where we are without them.
Where are you right now? You're 4 games in, you're 4-0. I think the strength of your schedule still lies ahead. As I mentioned, you got St. Henry this week. You got Coldwater still coming up, had a big win at Minster last Friday night. In your own words, how are you playing?
We're playing pretty good. We just got to get better, and then the seniors got to go out there and be leaders and just take control of the game.
Somebody told me, and I don't know if this is true, but I'm going to give you the opportunity right now, that in your entire high school career, you've dropped 1 pass in a game. True or false?
I'd say false, but I'm not for sure.
You're not, or are you just being humble?
I honestly don't know if that's a fact or not.
This is not the place for false modesty now.
That's fine.
If you want to make your case, this is the place. You haven't dropped very many of them.
No, but I don't know if it's just one.
All right. Tell me a little bit about playing wide receiver, because you're recognized in this area as being one of the absolute best, and your contribution is not only that, but you run back kicks and punts, and you do a lot of things offensively. But tell me a little bit about how you have perfected your craft over the last 3 years.
You just got to outwork the defense and just get in their head and try to fake them one way and go the next. And then as a receiver, you don't get the ball a lot, so when it's your chance, you just got to make the most of it.
In some programs, that would bug somebody like in your position, not getting the ball. Here, it doesn't matter to you as long as you win.
Yep. Team sport.
It's a team sport, and that's all that matters when you get to Marion Local. Just win, baby. Al Davis used to say that, and they really believe it here. Great to see you. Best of luck to you. Stay healthy. And, again, if you haven't seen the Marion Local Flyers, they are something special in high school football, and you got them right here in your own backyard. That wraps up Another edition of First Person with Hunter Wilker, again sponsored by the Crystal Room in Troy at I-75 and Route 55. Call them at 552-7680 and talk to Jessica. They will make your next event, as they say, perfect. You'll want to come back because you're going to like the way you're treated. Until next time, thanks for your support of high school sports here on PressProsMagazine.com. And until then, for Hunter Wilker and the sponsors, we'll see you then with another edition of First Person.